All right, you're all familiar with the movie Goodfellas. Henry Hill, Ray Liotta played Henry Hill. Well, this is the real Henry Hill here, who's got a book out. The book is called, longest title in the world, Gangsters, Goodfellas, Wise Guys, Witness Protection, and Life on the Run. Let's welcome Henry Hill to the show. Henry, how you doing?
Pretty good. How you guys doing over there?
How's the book doing, Henry?
The book is doing great. It's a bestseller.
Henry, why did you decide to write a book?
Well, I've written, this is my fourth book. I've written a cookbook, I participated in Wise Guy, and I wrote a travel guide, a fun book, and I had to tell the rest of the story where it stopped in Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Because it had to be told,
Where, can you give us some idea without giving the book away, how much more had to be told than the movie?
Quite a bit, quite a bit. There was a lot of stuff that we couldn't talk about because there were appeals out and trials. And then the Witness Protection Program itself. How difficult it was for the family, for myself, and what you had to go through, to survive, for 25 years.
Yeah.
And stay alive, And I got booted out of the program, early on in it, So it's a good book. It covers a lot of areas, and a lot of stuff that we couldn't get to in the first book.
Why did they throw you out of the Witness Protection Program?
Because I was a score. I started to write articles. I got a book deal, and the way that they want you to live, it's very difficult. It's you can't contact your family, you can't do any media, and I was already out there doing a lot of stuff. Trying to hustle a living. And, they didn't want you to do that. They wanted, to stay, get a job at, as manager of a McDonald's and, live in suburbia. And it just wasn't, meant to be for me. I thought that I was going to be able to do it in the beginning. But, my life took different turns. I became, I started writing and, or working with writers and, then they made the movie and, it became insanity one more time, only on a different scale.
You, were you allergic to work a little bit, Henry? Is that the problem?
No, not at all. I probably work 18 hours a day. Today, now, it's just a different type of work. The stuff I do, it's continuous. From when you wake up in the morning, you go to sleep.
I've been following as much as I can of you. I loved the movie, and the movie was very interesting. And the character you played in the movie, Henry, you were such a stand-up guy. What turns you like it did?
What turned me like it did? Well, number one, they whacked 11 of my partners, 2 of their wives. They played tape recordings of Paulie talking to Jimmy about whacking me. They went after my wife. And there was no one left except me to whack, and I knew I was going to get whacked. The feds warned me 10 times I was going to get whacked. So you got to make a choice.
Now, in the movie Goodfellas, when Jimmy tells your wife to come down and pick out a dress, is that
there you go? That's the scene.
That's when they were going to get her?
They were going to snatch her, sure.
Yeah.
And they would have definitely got me to come down here,
But,
and then they whacked the 2 of us. And if she had the kids with them, they would whack the kids.
Yeah.
Those are nice guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Henry,
there was a time in my life that I would have put a gun in my mouth if I even thought that I'd be a rat. I mean, a rat.
Yeah, yeah.
I brought my own brains out.
Yeah, yeah.
But, at the end, greed, took over. Greed took over for those guys.
Yeah.
They seen that money for the robbery.
Henry, how much of this was true? Because this is another thing that mystified me, is that Paulie told you to stay away from the dope.
Wink, wink. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, I had to kick up 25%, and his son was a partner. That's another reason I would have got whacked, because they had 2 months of tape recordings of his son talking to me, Jimmy talking to me, and Paulie might have got whacked. You know what I mean? That was a B story.
So that really wasn't true in the movie Goodfellas then?
Well, no, that was heroin. That was heroin we were moving, first of all. They portrayed it as cocaine,
right.
and there was a lot of everybody else was involved.
So Paulie, when he told you stay away from it, was wink, wink, but go do it and kick some up to me.
Well, I gave the money to his brother who bought it to him. I mean, and it goes on in every family. It's you can do it, but don't get caught.
What was your connection really in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, we had a connection there, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that was, we supplied a lot of it to Pittsburgh.
Did you do anything in Cleveland?
You want to know something? A lot of it went to Cleveland, believe it or not. There's a guy, Billy Rico, that used to...
Paulie, Henry, don't mention any names. I want to keep my job and my life here in Cleveland, okay? You hear?
Do that stuff. Come on.
All right, don't mention any Cleveland names, please, okay?
People over there.
Yes. Scared me half to death there for a second. Henry.
Narcotics in Cleveland. There's no bookmakers there.
Yeah, I know. I understand. Please, let's get off Cleveland real quick. All right.
Back to Brooklyn.
Yeah. Henry, the book is called Gangsters, Goodfellas, Wise Guys, Witness Protection, and Life on the Run, right?
Yeah, no wise guys. Life. I mean, Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gangsters and Goodfellas.
Gangsters and Goodfellas.
Yeah.
The mob.
Yeah.
Witness protection.
Life on the Run.
But Henry,
I beg your pardon?
I got to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
You're known as a rat now. I mean, doesn't that bother you though?
You want to know something? 25 years ago, when it first happened, it bothered me. They could write an article. They could talk nice about me for 2 hours. They mentioned the word rat or stool pigeon. I would get sick to my stomach. Today, you want to know something? What I did was the right thing. Believe me. I saved lots of lives because every guy that I put away was capable of killing a lot of people and would have. But it was a process I had to go through to forgive myself and to feel good about myself. But today, you want to know something? I'm king rat, and I'm proud of it because I know I saved a lot of lives. I did a lot of good for New York and and the country even. I know I did the right thing. And, and I'm proud of what I did, believe it or not.
Yeah. Henry, you're only half Italian, right?
Yeah. Half Irish.
Yeah, half Irish. Hey, you remember the scene in Goodfellas when after you guys got the money, after the robbery, you didn't get the money yet, but after the robbery, the guy went out and bought a pink Cadillac, the other guy went out and bought a fur coat. Was that all true?
Yep. And they killed him and his wife in the pink Cadillac.
Yeah. Because they told him not to or because they didn't want to share the money?
They didn't want to share the money. Come on. Each guy had $500,000 coming, and it was just easier to whack them.
You even killed the black guy.
Stacks, yeah.
Boy, that poor guy had nothing to do with nothing, did he? He just helped you.
Nothing to do with nothing, just because he knew about it, and, he wasn't going to get his end.
Henry, were you guys racists?
Absolutely not.
No?
No. I wasn't. Maybe there was a lot of guys that were racist that were there.
Yeah.
But no. Stacks was one of my best friends.
Yeah. Hey, Henry, let me ask you a question, okay?
Sure.
I mean, if you don't get caught, that's a hell of a life, ain't it?
Yeah. You want to know something? If you got the stomach for it, if you ain't got no conscience, Unfortunately, I don't know. I had a conscience, And it bothered me even when I was young. You know what I mean?
How about when you stomped the guy to death in the bar?
Well, what was I going to do? You know what I mean? It was happening, but I forgot about that. But
I mean, you gave him a couple of boots to the head. I saw you, Henry.
Oh, I know, but that's what. Listen, if I didn't do it, it would have showed a sign of weakness, and they'd have got me.
Yeah.
But. Believe me, it bothers me. You know what I mean? And, listen, I can't change my past. There's no way to change. But, 25 years ago, I made the decision to become, to become a rat or to become a stool pigeon, and it was okay. You know what I mean? It was the right thing to do. I'm alive today. I got a life, and, and like I said, it was a process I had to go through to forgive myself. Believe me, because I couldn't look in the goddamn mirror.
How about your wife when she saw the movie and found out all about the girl and everything? Well, she knew back then, though, right?
Yeah, of course she knew. Yeah. Well, today she aggravates about it. She's pissed off at me. That's because I still talk to her. And my second wife and my third wife is pissed off at me. Well, you know what? Let them be pissed. They're going to be pissed off anyway, so what the hell's the difference?
Yeah. This is the real Henry Hill here, who's got a book out. The book is called Gangsters, Goodfellas, Wise Guys, Witness Protection. You got a lot of money now, Henry?
Nah, I'm okay. I live there. I'm not a wealthy man. Would I still be writing books and making movies and doing this craziness if I had a lot of money?
I don't know.
In Mallorca.
Yeah, Mallorca, yeah.
With you.
Yes. Hey, Henry, let me ask you a question. Do you, can I ask, where are you? Are you allowed to say?
I'm in Palm Springs. That's where I am. And I'm enjoying myself. I just got back from New York. I spent 8 days in New York and had a ball.
Aren't you afraid that somebody's going to just remember and just get even?
I was afraid every day in that life. I'm not afraid no more.
No, afraid no? No.
Living that life, you got to be afraid of your best friend, and But nah, you know what I mean. Believe me, I watch where I go.
Henry, look. How about Sammy the Bull Gravano? He's a rat too.
Yeah, he's a stupid rat. Look, he's doing 20 years.
Yeah. Well, he started to sell the drugs again, ecstasy.
Yeah, well, what can I say?
Hey, Paulie told you to stay away from them drugs.
This guy, he admitted to 18 homicides. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you ever shoot anybody, Henry?
Never. You know what I mean? And that's the truth. You know what I mean? I never hit nobody with an ice pick either. It's just, I was an earner. I was a big earner. And that was, I looked to stay away from the violence end of it as much as I could. But even then, you got caught up in it.
Hey, Henry, was it true that when you dug that body up and had to move it, it really stunk?
Oh my God. I moved 2 cars because of that Billy Bat's body.
What'd you have to do, get rid of the cars?
Well, the first one was full of blood inside, and the second one stunk so bad they couldn't get rid of the smell. I had to have it chopped up.
Yeah.
It was a crusher.
Hey, you ever make it to Cleveland here?
I've been here a few times.
Really?
Yep.
Look me up next time you come. We'll go have dinner. Maybe we could do a book together or something,
Hey, you sound like a guy that I could do one with.
Let me get in on a little of this good life, Henry.
Yeah, good life. Listen, it's a living, and we got a movie coming with this.
Oh, why not?
Continuation of Goodfellas. This movie, the book picks up, Gangsters and Goodfellas picks up where in 1980, where the other one ends.
Well, so they're going to make a sequel then to Goodfellas?
Absolutely.
Just continue it, right?
Absolutely.
Off of this book?
Sure.
You know how much money you're going to get?
I know. What are you going to do? So this time maybe I'll hold on to it. I'll stay away from the drugs and the horses and the ass woman.
And the women and all that, What the hell, Henry? That was a pretty good life, though,
You do the best you can with what you got.
You know what they say, Henry, if you have an enemy, teach them to bet horses.
Exactly.
Henry, look me up if you come to Cleveland.
I definitely will.
Hey, Henry, you'd be proud. Cleveland's full of rats.
I got news for you. So is New York. Every major city is today.
I know. It's like a fashionable thing. I think they walk around now with shirts on. I'm a rat,
Well, you want to know something? When there's a pinch, it's whoever gets to the U.S. Attorney's office first.
Yeah. All right, Henry Hill got the book. What the hell's the name of this book, Henry?
Gangsters and Goodfellas. And the mob. What the
Who's that talking in the background?
Witness protection. Gangsters, Goodfellas, witness protection, and the mob.
Who's that guy talking in the background?
That's that's Mikey the sauce stirrer. He's my bodyguard.
I hope that ain't an FBI agent or nothing.
No.
All right.
They're outside.
All right.
If you want to go to Vegas and New York, then come with me.
You go to Vegas?
Of course. Come on. What do you think? I live in the closet?
No.
Come on. 25 years ago, everybody's dead. And the guys that are alive, they got more skeletons in their closet than anything else.
You better hope somebody's son don't have it in for you, though.
You want to know something? If they followed that life, they got their own problems. They don't need to come after me.
Hey, real quick, what'd you think of John Gotti and all that?
John Gotti was a I didn't want to say what he was a bully, and he was a no good son of a gun. He killed a lot of friends of mine, and the guy destroyed more than he did more than he ever accomplished.
Did you know him?
He was the Begadosis or something. I'm not looking for that word.
Whatever.
Yeah, and I got news for you. If he'd have been around, if he'd have lasted and didn't get convicted, I think he would have got whacked by the other families. He brought more heat to New York than anything else.
Yeah. Is the family still in New York?
Pardon?
Did they still have a family in New York?
They still have a family. They still got the Firefield. What do you think? And things change. You think people are going to stop betting? They're going to stop gambling? They're going to stop doing drugs? You know, they're going to stop going to strip joints because a couple of guys go to the can? For every guy they put in the can, there's 5 guys waiting in the wings to take their place.
Yeah. So
you know, I mean, they put the top guys away. 5 years from now, they'll put the next crew of top guys away.
Yeah, but the mafia's dead, no, Henry?
Oh, come on. You're from Cleveland, you're telling me that?
You think...
It's the radio, right?
Yeah, I'm just...
From 1957, there was no mafia.
Yeah.
This is a mythical organization.
All right, enough with Cleveland. Change the subject. Henry's got a book out. Henry, we'll keep in touch, Henry. I live here. Don't get me in a jackpot now.
Hey, listen.
Yes.
You're the one that's been a witness protection program.
Yeah. I get done with you, I'll be a rat. Right, yeah.
Anyway.
All right, Henry, I got to go.
All right, listen, if I'm in town, I'll give you a call.
Don't forget, please do.
I will.
But don't let no one know you called me.